I've studied this in data laws. They're under legal obligation to take down hate speech or what may be spreading.
Again, who defines that and what gives them the right to go ahead and tell you what you can listen to?
Hey, welcome back. Did you miss me? Away for a few days, doing things, and life getting in my way of doing what I'd like to do. I have to do things. Have been there. And plus the weather's been playing hell with me, so I haven't been able to get out much here lately. The past 3 weekends, it's been raining quite a bit, which of course stifles a lot of things here. But what we have here is a, I don't know, perfect example of London Cuckery, English Cuckery. This guy is just a case. What do you say about people like this? The programming, the ability for them to accept their slavery, give it into what big corporations say. This guy, of course, he's studying computer science, but it's okay for the major corporations to arbitrarily censor anybody they want because they're private corporations. So it's okay now for liberals to defend major corporations for squashing individual rights. Oh, the hypocrisy. And then at the end, this couple comes in that actually have some common sense. Really interesting stuff with the lady says she's been a nurse for 33 years. And you want to pay attention to what she says about the medical practice. All right, look, because the weather's been crap, it really hurts me to keep this thing running if I can't get the money to do it. And it does cost money to run this operation. It's a little one-horse show I got going on. So if you would, it's subscribestar.com and pick yourself a level. Subscribestar.com, Badass Uncle Sam. And if you're a regular watcher of my videos, please pick a level and contribute something once a month so I can go ahead and maintain this operation. Otherwise, let's get to the point. I don't know, man. I don't know how much longer I can do this if I don't get the support I need. And of course, my shop's always available for the designs. Go to the shop, badassunclesam.threadless.com, and get yourself a design. And if you just want to throw money at me, it's PayPal at badassunclesam76@gmail.com. Point is, do something. Pray for me. Pray for me. Do all the above and pray for me. Do none of the above and pray for me. Do something. All right. See you on the flip end.
What part of England?
Southeast.
Southeast?
Yes, near London. Yeah. Have you ever been there?
No. I don't know if I want to go anywhere. I might want to go someplace other than London.
Why so?
Well, it's like John Cleese says, London isn't for London anymore. It isn't English anymore.
I mean, it's still English. It's the same way that America's changing. Everything changes.
Yeah, but there's change and then there's change. I mean, there's one thing about having a change forced upon you, and then there's a control change. And why would you want to change something that's been the way it's been for so long? I mean,
because if nothing changes, nothing progresses.
Well, that's not true. I mean, I wouldn't put the two of them together. Okay. You're familiar with this gentleman?
I'm not actually. Who's Tony Robinson?
Tommy Robinson, the man they just threw in jail in England for reporting the news.
Well, what did he report?
Tommy Robinson from Luton, who started talking about the changes in England with the mass influx of immigration that's coming in, and how the Muslim group rape rings were infesting his neighborhood. And he was reporting on the street about a Muslim rape ring in the courthouse. And the authorities came along and said, Tommy, get in the back of this lorry. And they took him to jail. He was in jail immediately. That 13 months, they threw him in jail. In solitary confinement, he was out in 3 months because it was a worldwide protest. I mean, what are you throwing this guy in jail for free speech? Well, he's become quite the cause celeb. I mean, he's known worldwide now because he's speaking out against the powers that be, and that fact that the assimilation is not happening with the influx of these people that are coming into England. They're not becoming Britons. They're bringing their culture into yours and then taking over. And so, you got no-go zones now.
No-go zones?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Neighborhoods that, other than Muslim, you're not allowed in.
Oh, you are allowed in?
Not according to other Londoners I've spoken to. Not according to him. Not according to the videos I've seen.
I can walk anywhere I want in London.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Again, I guess other people are lying to me. I don't suspect you are either. Maybe you can. But the point is, they threw this man in jail strictly for reporting the news.
I'm sure that I haven't read up enough. I don't know. I'm sure there's something else against that. I mean, the police aren't like racist or they're not bigoted, especially not in London. They're pretty. No,
they put him in jail strictly. Remember, he was on the street reporting about a Muslim group rape ring, and he was reporting on a report that was already published. I mean, he was reading from a report that was already published.
Yeah.
So they said he was interfering with the court case. Well, how could he be interfering with the court case? He's on the street. And the court case was already over because it was in the sentencing phase. So he was just on the street talking about it. So they threw him in jail.
I can't comment on it because I haven't read up.
I highly recommend you check up on him because to me, he is the essence of what a proud person from England ought to be. I mean, he's fighting back for England. He's fighting for the Brits.
I don't know. I mean, I love England as much as any Londoner does, and I'm totally happy with this. I mean, most people I've met who've come in first, second, or third generation immigrants are totally fine, and I love their new culture. The same as any other city here, any metropolitan area. They have
So Sharia law, you're okay with Sharia law?
No, I don't believe in that. But that's not being enforced. That's not national law. That's just some people's beliefs, and they practice it within their own communities, which is illegal. But they still do it. Well, who cares? They do it here. They do it everywhere.
Who cares?
I mean, I don't want it to practice on me, but it's not going to be practiced on me because it's not law. I mean, I mean, the fact that
London now is surpassed New York per capita in crime. The stabbings are off the charts.
And who do you think causes the stabbings?
Well, if you look at the statistics, the rates are up dramatically, and the stabbings are being caused by gangs and Muslims in the gangs.
Not by Muslims.
Really?
Yes.
So the statistics
I'm sure there are like Muslims who do that, and white people, black people, who cares, anything. I mean, it's happened for ages, and it's just going up because gang culture is for some reason increasing. But it's not at all
for some reason.
By Muslims.
So there's a reason.
No, the reason is just that they've just been ongoing.
Ever since Khan took over and said, this is a quote when he said that
that's not true.
Living in the modern world now, living in our society, living in cities, You just have to take that terrorism is a part of life now. That's a quote. Are we supposed to be satisfied that terrorism is a part of life?
No.
Are we supposed to accept that?
No.
And why is he saying that?
Well, there's groups that are going against that, but in the meantime, you have to deal with what it is. It's part of living in a city. I mean, I don't enjoy it, but it's not at all caused by just Muslims.
What do you do there?
What do I do there? I live there.
No, but what do you do for work?
I'm
Are you a student?
Yeah.
What are you studying?
Computer science.
Computer science? You and a gazillion other guys.
Exactly, yeah. Loads.
Yeah.
What did you study?
Me?
Yeah.
I went to the study of School of Hard Knocks.
What, sorry?
The School of Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
So you didn't go to school?
Oh, yeah, I went to school.
Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
Is that a place? Or is that a subject? Or or is that just a
Yeah, it's
saying?
a streetwise university.
This is not university.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. And what about Trump? What's your opinion on Trump? Do you read what he says? Do you read it back and be like, yes, that's an intelligent man?
Well, it's in my contract to do that. I'm not saying I got to do it. Yeah.
Your contract?
Yeah. Being the fact that, there are basically two elements now. We have globalists and then we have nationalists. The nationalists are trying to keep their nation sovereign and keeping their cultures together. Globalists, of course, want a one-world government. They want to eviscerate, borders and basically water down the cultures and bring everybody down to the lowest common denominator so they can control them. It's been the dream of every tyrant since time began.
No, the tyrants are to take over other nations.
Yeah, that's what globalists are doing. They're doing it basically through corporations. Because the corporations basically own the governments now.
Well, yes, that's lobbying. That's basic capitalism.
No, I wouldn't call it capitalism. That's called that would be called crony capitalism. Well, actually, communism. Because when you centralize it, and it comes too big, it becomes that would be more communism. Capitalism. Okay. Capitalism would give everybody an opportunity to go ahead and in a fair market to make it or break it. Whereas when you have monopolies where mega corporations pretty much dominate and beat the small guy, take a look at Google right now. Yeah. Google's so big that they can actually rig elections.
Yes. And how do you feel about that?
But they ought to be broken up. Why should they be able to, why should a few nameless people in Google be able to sway millions of votes?
Well, Google can rig elections. It's generally just because it's an ad platform. So whoever places ads on that, they place the ads targeted to rig elections.
It's funny that because Tracy Gabbard, one of the Democratic candidates, has just sued Google because they took down her ads or shadow banned her ads just before the last debate. So they have the ability to go ahead and, put you on the lower tier if they don't want your voice being heard. So they have the ability to just shadow ban. I've been shadow banned. My site, my videos have been taken down. People get unsubscribed to my site all the time.
Sorry? Did you say people unsubscribe to your site?
Yeah, all the time without them unsubscribing. They just get unsubscribed. So they keep the governor on how many subscriptions I can get.
Okay.
So they don't want me to get popular because I'm out here talking to people on the street and actually getting real news.
Okay.
Much like Tommy Robinson. That's why they banned him, because he was on the street.
There's another guy called Alex something.
Alex Jones. Alex Jones.
Oh, Jones.
Infowars.com.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's another guy they banned.
Have you watched his videos?
I've been on his show.
He's an interesting fella.
Yeah, very interesting. But why would they ban him?
Probably because he was trying to promote hate speech, or at least some kind of discrimination against a certain minority or majority.
Well, who's to judge what's hate speech, and why should that be banned?
I don't know. I mean, you can ask the majority of the population. They can judge it if you want.
Yeah, that's them. But why should Google or the government be the arbitrator? Why should they take him down? I mean, if you don't want to go see him, just don't go see him. But you got the choice to go see him or not. Why should Google be the arbitrator and say, we're banning him, we're taking him off?
So Google and Facebook, they're under a legal obligation. I've studied this in data laws. They're under a legal obligation to take down hate speech or what may be spreading.
Again, who defines that and what gives them the right to go ahead and tell you what you can listen to?
So the government defines hate speech. If there's a video up on the internet for too long, the government will
Well, what is hate speech? Define hate speech.
Hate speech, I just mentioned, is discriminatory against certain minorities.
But how do you define that? What might be discriminatory to you might not be to someone else. I mean, they took down Alex Jones. You try to find anything that he discriminated against me, and I'll go ahead and I'll pay you money to do that.
Discriminating against you?
Or anybody. I mean, why did they take him down? The point is,
I'm sure it wouldn't be discriminating.
You see, our First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason. It's not.
Is that free speech?
Yeah.
I mean,
free speech means free speech. It doesn't.
Yeah.
There's nothing in our Constitution about your feelings. There's nothing in the First Amendment about your feelings. My freedoms mean more than your feelings. So what's hate speech? I mean, if I say something, people will walk up and say, well, that to me is offensive. Well, tough shit.
Is offensive, sorry?
People will say that's offensive. People will walk up and say that's offensive. You know, they'll say that's offensive. They'll say this is offensive. So what?
I mean, you're still welcome to do this. I mean, it's fun. I'm enjoying this conversation.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why should a company that's very powerful, because most people's lives are online now. So if you have a monopoly like Google is and Facebook is, where they're very powerful, I mean, that people's lives are on there. They're making their living off of that. And you have a few people in that, you know, in Google or in that company that are left-wing idiots who are arbitrating what you should hear. In other words, that's offensive. Well, maybe it's offensive to them, but maybe it isn't offensive to you. So they're taking it away so you can't even see it and judge for yourself. Why should that exist? In other words, they're insulting your intelligence. They're saying you haven't got the ability to go ahead and judge for yourself whether that's offensive or not.
I think that's a fair point. What do you think about Donald Trump's tweeting?
Love it.
Good. Have you seen the amount of inaccuracies he's made in all of his tweets?
Let him make whatever he wants. Who cares?
He's the president. He shouldn't be doing that.
Why not?
Because it's lying. You can't.
Give me a lie.
There's actually a whole website.
Give me one.
Would you Google it? I haven't read. I don't follow him anymore on Twitter. I can Google it if you want. Sure. Yeah. There's these.
And why wouldn't he have the right to say that? I mean, if he's telling lies. Well, that's why they get a site to go ahead and rebut him if they want. Yeah, you got the right to do that. He's got the right to say what he says.
No, but you can't just lie. I mean, he's a politician, so I guess all politicians lie. But he can't just do this every single day.
Well, again, what's a lie to one person might not be to another. I mean,
factually a lie.
Well, you don't know that. I mean, I could bring up facts that would disprove their debunking. I mean, there's plenty of sites. I'll give you an idea, like Snoops, which is a laughable site. Snoops, which is, you know, like the go-to site for a long time for everybody to find out if, you know, something was true or not. Well, it turns out Snoops was just some, you know, some fat lady with a bunch of cats sitting on her couch going, that's wrong, that's good, that's not. She really didn't have any, you know, background to back up what she was saying. But Snoops became...
So similar to InfoWars.
I would beg to differ because InfoWars...
No, it's very similar.
I would beg to differ in this sense. InfoWars, actually, they go out to the street. They get straight news like I do out here on the street. So you can see their people on the street. They'll get other news articles and then they go ahead and break those news articles down. So they will, you know, again, and then they have a right to do that. So, like, even if they're wrong, they have a right to be on the net. because, again, no one's forcing you to go see them.
No, I mean,
and if you go there, you have the right to either believe them or disbelieve them. But no one outside of you should have the right to say you can't look at them. And that's what Google and Facebook are doing right
websites on the internet, anybody, I can put up a website right now. 2 minutes and do that. And that can be up for as long as it wants. Nobody can take that down unless it's doing something illegal. What they can do, Google and Facebook,
they do it all the time. Paul Joseph Watson, are you familiar with Paul Joseph Watson?
No.
Well, he's on it for years. I've been with him since the beginning.
What they can do, they can take down links to the website.
No. Apparently, you don't understand this. They took down, about 2 weeks ago, 800 sites, just anything right of center. They just took them down.
Did they take them down?
Yes.
You can't access them directly.
Laura Loomer's been taken down. What's the name? Watch the documentary, You Can't Watch This. And on there they have Alex Jones, they have Laura Loomer, Darren McGinnis, people that are right-wing commentators that they just completely banned. They took them off Facebook, Google, PayPal.
You can take them off. You can take the links off. And that is totally fine. Nobody has to link to a website. But you can copy the website. That can be on a billion domains.
The point is, when you take... All right. Now people that come in and say, geez, I used to watch InfoWars all the time, but they took them down. Because people used to watch them on Facebook, on YouTube.
Yeah, and Facebook and YouTube and whatever.
So now people have to go directly to InfoWars site.
That's totally fine.
So but most of the people that were viewing them were viewing them on Facebook and YouTube.
Well, Facebook and YouTube, they have their own policy. They can take down whatever they want. If I made a website right now and you put a video on my website,
they have the monopoly.
Yeah.
They have the monopoly. So most of the people go there to view those sites. So
But if everybody wants to watch it, if they seriously want to watch it, they're welcome to go to Infowars.com. And no one can take it down. I think that's
the traffic to Infowars went way down because people
there was less links to Infowars.
But they couldn't find it because they just figured it was taken off.
Yeah, but people can't be like, oh shit, I used to watch Infowars all the time. I wonder where it could be. Infowars.com, that's it.
Yeah, fine, but people are lazy, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Plus, why again, the dominance of Google on the internet to be able to arbitrarily take people off for whatever fucking reason they think. If they are indeed advertising themselves as public platforms, that means that they should be abiding by the same rules that, say, Ma Bell does. In other words, Ma Bell couldn't say, well, we're going to refuse your service because of what you're talking about on that phone. Well, Google's essentially saying, we're refusing your service. You can't put anything on our platform because of what you're saying. We don't like it. What gives them the right to do that?
So they are a private company. They're welcome to do what they want. Whether that's agreeable to everyone.
Well, again, Ma Bell's a private company, but they're a public forum. The public uses them. Again, why should they be... if they're so powerful, they can swing an election and rig an election.
It was just what the Russians did, supposedly. And whatever. I don't care about that. I didn't read enough from it.
Google has more power than Russians ever will. The Google has... Are you familiar with...
the Google has a power.
Epstein. He's one of the premier computer scientists. I've actually listened to this guy in person. I've gone to listen to his lectures, and he says Google has the power.
Yeah.
To swing 15 million votes, and you'd never know it, just by putting people down on search engines. Just by burying people.
I believe that.
Well, there you go. So if they have the ability, Russia, they indicted 13 Russians for putting up $5,000 worth of Facebook ads in Russian. That was supposed to swing the election. Please, give me a break. But yet, in the meantime, Google has the ability to go ahead and sway 15 million votes because of how they go ahead and use the algorithms?
No,
So who has more power, Russia or Google?
So Google doesn't actually, they don't influence the algorithms like that. It's totally...
Then why are they getting sued for doing that exact same thing?
No, what they do is that people advertise on their platform and those adverts get put on the top. Search results don't get put down. I mean, the internet is a free place.
Oh, no, it's not. I would beg you to go ahead, go to do this challenge. I challenge you to do this. Go to Google search and do Alex Jones. Okay. And then go to Google search or go to DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo, yeah.
And do the same search and see the difference.
Yeah?
See the difference. Go ahead, do that.
That's because it's hate speech.
How you doing, brother, man? Very well.
I like to listen.
Well, then you'll love going to my website on the back of this get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton.
Thank you.
Because I video all these conversations.
Either that or you get suicided.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think of Epstein? You think that was a
I don't know.
You know
He's got too much information.
No kidding. I don't know why they don't have him under maximum security, you know.
We never got one of those. Your mom has that.
Yeah, she has.
Your mom has that already, right?
Yeah, but I live in Philadelphia. They'll trash my car.
Well, this is a liberal cesspool here.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, it's bad
that's
in
why it's a
Philly.
cesspool.
Bad in Philly.
Yeah, well,
So did you ask him if he was even United States citizen?
oh, him, he's from England.
Yeah, but I mean, they know everything. That's why we left them.
That's why he beat them up, yeah.
That's why basically we don't belong to it anymore. We don't have to listen to your opinions.
I was talking to him.
How many Muslims do you need on the street taking over your city? And then you're going to come over and tell us how to run out.
Yeah, he was trying to tell me, I can go anywhere in London. Yeah, bullshit.
As long as you don't have a knife or a pair of scissors or wait a minute, what other weapons are there, right?
I mean, I speak to people from London all the time. I bet you about a quarter of my subscribers are from the UK.
Oh.
And, man, I get them all the time telling me there are places you cannot walk in London.
See, I wouldn't feel bad, but walking with my daughter or my wife, forget it.
Sure.
I mean,
Well, yeah.
because they're all fucking pigs.
Indeed.
Sorry.
No, no, you do apologize to me.
See the vaccines. Perfect.
Yeah. So what do you do? What do you do for work?
I'm a chiropractor.
Chiropractor?
So I'm one of those whack jobs anyway.
And I'm a nurse that doesn't agree with anything in the medical field.
Oh, indeed. Well,
I don't do vaccines. We don't do any of that stuff.
well, thank you.
It's tough in the medical field because
No
we're
kidding.
required, and I lie.
I know.
I lie all the time. Yeah, I had it. I had
know,
it.
I
My
know.
husband gave me it. Don't worry, I have it.
Well, the medical field is one of the ways they're trying to control us.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I would never do this again if I could do it. But after 30 years, I'm stuck.
Yeah. But, you know, I run into people in your profession all the time that, you know, tell me that, you know, because there was two ways to go. The holistic, where they teach us from not, you know, don't get sick. This is how you don't get sick.
That's it.
Or let's get them sick and then
Yeah.
feed them all kinds of
But-
pills.
Keep them on pills for the rest of their
trust
lives.
me.
Yeah.
They don't want to cure you. They just want to give you a pill.
Forever.
You go to
Keep you hooked.
Yeah, you know you're overweight. Don't lose weight to control your diabetes. Here, just take a pill.
Yeah.
You have high blood pressure,
than
here's a
changing
pill.
your diet.
Screw that exercise crap, man. Here, play a video game. You know.
That's the problem too.
Yeah, that's really a problem in this
Oh,
world.
wow.
Our kids are in big trouble.
Yeah, I was.
Best of luck. Stay strong.
Yeah, I watched a video last night about mind control,
Yeah.
you know, and how they're literally changing our DNA and
How about this newest thing, you know, on a smartphone? Oh, see what your face will look like when you get older. Hey, now they have everybody's
Everyone's
picture, and they could just run freaking facial recognition all the time. I tell my kids, stay the fuck off that shit.
Yeah.
You don't need to
Don't
know what you're
take
going to look like.
pictures.
You don't need to know what you're going to look like when you get older. Get old.
there's a 148 square mile area in West Virginia NASA runs that all the elites are going to. No computers, no cell phones, nothing.
I would love that.
Well, no, but
I hate
you're not
cell phones.
elite, and the
I know, but I
problem
hate
is
the cell
the
phones. I
problem
hate
is
computers.
you look at most of our congressmen and stuff. They don't even send emails. It's like you're stupid if you do because they have a track for you.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows what's going on.
Well, they're stupid to begin with.
I just want to see how many of the pedophiles.
Did you?
take
I
it
mean,
down.
just look what they did with the stupid Mueller thing. I mean, it's like I know. I figured out why they don't like guns. They keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Nah, yeah.
I mean, why would they put that old man in front of a?
He did. He looked like an idiot. Yeah. I was watching some of it. It's his report. The fuck it was. It wasn't his report.
No.
They had to give him the pages that they wanted to talk about. Dude, if you wrote that report,
He didn't know what fusion GPS was. Are you kidding me?
And how come she isn't, getting, bombarded because she's the one that actually colluded with the Russians? But we're okay with that.
Yeah, well, the number one thing I'm getting out here right now is when. When do we get our turn?
Yeah, well.
When's it our turn?
Well, hopefully.
I'm tired of hearing this hopefully crap.
Hopefully Barr will step up and do what he needs to do.
I'm tired of him playing his best impersonation of Sessions here.
Yeah, but
let's start seeing something.
Yeah, well, he'll get suicided.
Bullshit. Man, then let's have a war.
Yeah.
Then let's go to it. Let's go to the mat.
That's why
It's coming.
That's why I'm not present, because I would pick up anyway.
She'd nuke towns.
I would be nuking everything.
So, every night. I keep her off the news because it's like,
I would be.
is this bullshit?
Come on, just blow up.
What's that quote from Malcolm? It says, every normal man from time to time will come to the conclusion he has to spit on his hands, roll up his sleeves, hoist the black flag, and start slitting throats.
Yeah.
So, what do I say about that cuck? I mean, really, what a just. Oh, God, it's like a puddle of piss. Just nothing. I mean, just nothing there. Poor, oh, God. I mean, there's the contradictions he brought up, too, all the time. I mean, contradicting himself. Yeah, Google could go ahead and destroy people, rig elections, but, they have the right to destroy people. Idiot. All right, God bless you. Remember, go support me. God bless you. See you on the streets.